Everyone says you'll just know when someone likes you. That's terrible advice because attraction almost never announces itself, it hides. The person who likes you most is often the one working hardest to seem normal around you. You'll just know is why good people miss each other for years. You don't need a feeling. You need to know exactly what the body does when it's drawn to someone. Here's the truth nobody tells you. When someone is attracted to you, their body knows before their mouth does. It leaks the truth through dozens of tiny signals that bypass the conscious mind completely. They don't decide to do these things. They can't easily stop them. That's exactly what makes them honest. The mouth can perform, but the body files a different report. I spent years misreading this in both directions, seeing interest that wasn't there, missing it when it was, so I went deep into the research on attraction and body language. And once I learned these 7 signals, I couldn't stop seeing them. Let me show you where to look. Start with the fastest signal there is, because it happens before anyone can stop it. When someone sees a person they're genuinely happy to see, not just anyone but someone they're drawn to, their eyebrows raise for a fraction of a second the instant their eyes land on them. Psychologists call it the eyebrow flash, and it's one of the most honest signals the human face produces. It's involuntary. It fires in under 1/5 of a second, faster than conscious thought, and then it's gone. Here's how to actually use it. Don't watch someone's face after they've had a moment to compose it. Watch the very first instant their eyes find you across a room. That unguarded half second, before the polite social mask slides back on, is where the truth lives. If those brows lift even slightly, that's not nothing. That's their brain greeting you before their words get the chance. Now look at the part of the body nobody thinks to control. Most people obsess over the face, the eyes, the smile, but the face is the easiest thing to manage because people know it's being watched. The feet are different. Nobody is thinking about their feet, which is exactly why body language researchers consider them one of the most honest parts of the body. The idea here is simple. The less conscious attention a body part gets, the more truthfully it points at what we actually want. And when someone is drawn to you, their feet tend to point toward you, even when the rest of them is turned away. In a group, watch where the feet aim. Someone can be politely facing another person mid-conversation, while both feet quietly angle toward the one they're actually interested in. If their feet find you across a room, their attention already did. Here's one that happens entirely without their permission. When two people connect, they begin to move alike. They pick up a drink at the same time, shift posture in sync, match the rhythm and pace of each other's speech. Psychologists call it behavioral synchrony, and it's one of the brain's quiet ways of signaling closeness. The key is that real mirroring is unconscious. They aren't copying you on purpose. Their nervous system is doing it for them. This is the tell that separates genuine interest from politeness. Anyone can nod along, but when someone unconsciously leans in as you lean in, mirrors the tilt of your head, softens their voice to match yours, that's their body trying to close the distance. You can even test it gently. Shift your posture, and a few seconds later, see if they drift to follow. This one hits differently when you really notice it. The human brain forgets most of what it hears. It has to, or it would drown. It filters hard for what it decides is important. But when we're attracted to someone, the brain quietly reclassifies everything that person says as important and files it away. The small detail you mentioned once in passing, a coffee order, a trip you wanted to take, your dog's name, gets kept. So when someone brings up something tiny you said weeks ago, something you'd completely forgotten saying, that is not a coincidence. That's attraction working as a memory upgrade. Their brain flagged you as worth remembering. If they remember your small things, you're not a small thing to them. Let me be clear about this one, because context matters. I'm not talking about anything forced or inappropriate. I'm talking about the small, almost accidental contact that rises when someone is drawn to you, a brush of the arm while laughing, a light touch on the forearm to make a point, finding reasons to be just slightly closer. Psychologists call this haptic communication, and the research is consistent. People who are attracted to someone increase their rate of these incidental touches, usually without realizing they're doing it. The keyword is incidental. It looks casual, even accidental. But the body craves proximity to what it's drawn to, and it will quietly engineer small excuses to get there. Watch for the pattern, not the single moment. One touch is nothing. A steady stream of small ones is a signal. Here's one you can hear instead of see. The human voice changes around someone we're attracted to, often in ways the speaker never notices. People tend to unconsciously shift their pitch, soften their tone, slow down slightly, and become more animated than their baseline. Researchers studying vocal attraction have found these shifts are measurable and largely involuntary. The voice tunes itself toward the person it wants to reach. The trick is to know their normal first. Listen to how they talk to everyone else, the cashier, their friends, a coworker. Then listen to how they talk to you. If their voice warms, brightens, drops a little, or gets noticeably more playful only with you, that contrast is the signal. It's not what they say, it's that you make their voice change. And this last one is the one that ties every other signal together because it's the hardest to fake and the easiest to feel. Full attention. When someone is genuinely attracted to you, the world around you quietly goes dim for them. The phone gets ignored. The room stops competing. They orient their whole body and focus toward you, and you can feel it, that slightly electric sense of being the only person in the room. Psychologists tie this to how the brain allocates attention. We point our focus automatically and relentlessly at what we find most rewarding. And few things are more rewarding to the human brain than someone it's drawn to. This is why you can sometimes just sense it before you've consciously catalogued a single sign. You're feeling the sum of all of them at once. The brows, the feet, the mirroring, the memory, the touch, the voice, pointed entirely at you. When someone makes you feel like the most interesting person in the room, it's usually because to them, you are. Years of getting this wrong, inventing interest that wasn't there, missing it when it was standing right in front of me. All of it changed when I stopped waiting for one big obvious sign and started reading the quiet pattern underneath. Because here's the truth. People who are drawn to you can't fully hide it. Their brain is too busy sending signals their mouth hasn't approved yet. The eyebrow that lifts before they can stop it. The feet that point without being told. The voice that warms only for you. You were never supposed to just know. You were supposed to learn where to look. Subscribe, because once you start seeing these signals, you can't unsee them. And there's a lot more coming that will change how you read every person you meet.